The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
You could tell I have been hanging out in the studio a little bit, working on the new album.
Yes, sir.
On the quest forever to find a new song for the show.
Yeah.
Right? Something that I wrote. For listeners who don't know, that song that you heard for so many years is actually a royalty-free tune.
Yeah.
And I never thought much about it until I saw it on the Conan O'Brien show.
Yep. The gaming with Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah. And then I was
Ron
like,
Garkowski.
and then that's, when you have that moment, that learning moment where you realize about business, you're like, that's why you don't do royalty free, because anybody can use it.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, if we're trying to use that for a brand, now it's showing up and he was using it in a silly way.
Yeah.
And everything else. So we're on a quest for a new song. So please, in addition to liking, subscribing, sharing it with your friends, if you like to just put on the conversation and fucking chill while you're driving, tell people about it. But also,
let us know what you think about the music.
Please.
I think that's where you're going with it.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to go. Had a little spleefer before the show today, Pierce. So it's episode 232. We're back at it. I have been recording a heck of a lot. What is new with you?
Just the work week, coming back from, like I was saying, conference, everything like that.
Yeah.
Get everything set up and all. It's been pretty chill. I was actually on schedule with all my workouts this week.
Oh yeah,
because
that's
it's been
great
so
feeling.
So chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've been able to do that without like stressing out or anything. So
yeah.
And again, I'm switching things up. I'm not doing things like the regular way I used to, just lifting fucking heavy all the time.
Right.
So I'm going like a lot of reps and lighter weights.
Okay.
So
changing it up a little
bit. And it's dumb because I did like 24 lunges with just 20s in each hand.
Yeah. It's humbling, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, oh my God, like immediately.
Yeah.
After that, because again, I didn't lunge. I did a lot of squats, a lot of heavy, compound lifts.
For sure.
Yeah, I got done with them, and immediately, because I did 5 sets.
Okay.
Of 24 each leg, so 48 in total, like going up and down, right?
Right.
And immediately after I was done, I was like, oh no.
You were sore that fast?
I was like,
oh shit,
this hurts now. I can only imagine what it feels like later. So finally today it was kind of like gone. I've been drinking a lot of water, those little liquid IVs, getting some, stuff in me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with the stupid knee. Buddy.
Still.
Yeah, but it's actually in a lot better shape now, but it's just the same as always. It's the same as the plantar. Every time you have to relearn that stupid lesson.
Yeah.
You just can't do anything. Stop trying. Stop light squats. Stop trying to do,
Give your body some rest, yeah.
Stretch.
Yep. Stretch.
Ice.
Yep.
Ice bath. Whatever,
Rice.
Yeah. Yes.
Rest. Ice. Compression. Elevation.
Elevation. Yep. Should be on the couch with my feet up. Tell my wife that.
Having people to serve me.
Yeah, right.
Father needs dinner.
Yeah. So this week, I told you I was in a little bit of a fluster. I didn't have a lot of time, a lot of weird shit going on the last couple days. So I usually have my iPad right here.
Yeah.
I've usually got a lot of notes. I've usually watched some videos, done some background, thinking about conversation topics and whatnot. Not this week. I have nothing. There's no iPad, as you can see. We're just.
So you're me.
So I'm you. I'm winging it. I'm winging it, buddy. I'm piercing it this fucking week.
Yeah.
But we're always on the same wavelength,
dude.
So 2 things. One, I've been playing around with the setup. You can see, I've got a whole bunch of, check it out, different camera views. We got all kinds of things going on. Our guests for when they're here, which tonight is just me and Pierce. You can see I've got a lot of shit going on. But I also have this handy dandy little pod cam. If you want to pick that up there, Pierce. And so we can look at stuff today, and it's really cool. It's perfect timing, like I said, because Mike Pierce is ready to rock this week, as you could see. So you can just take full liberty there, buddy, with that anytime that you want. You just give me the heads up.
We'll share it. We'll share it.
We'll share it. Yeah, anything we want to show.
So,
saying I might do a tour of my house.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So, no, I was telling you before, like, I had talked about experiences and like how I used to keep track of those things, like holding tickets and everything like that. You know, my teens and my late teens and my 20s, my early 20s, I used to do that. Every movie we went to, sporting event, concert, anything like that. I tried to keep into this. I know there's another box somewhere because that's not it. But this, for everybody, this is called the check box right here.
So, So I was going to tell you that when you brought this in, so Mike has talked about this several times. No, you don't see those very much anymore.
No.
But when you brought it in, because you told me you were going to bring this tonight, and I was like, perfect. We're on the same wavelength. That's where I was going with that whole thing, is that you were prepared. You had an idea. You wanted to bring this tonight because there's a lot of memories in that box. But when you walked in with that little ass thing, after you've talked about this a lot of times, and I know you saved it, I never thought about it. Tickets aren't really that big.
They're not.
They're super flat.
Yeah.
You could fit a lot of tickets in a small amount of space. I never thought about that. I'm picturing some fucking, 2 shoe box size type of things, No.
And
then you walked in, you have this little check box,
so
which for millennials, they're like, what the hell is that?
See, it is a little overflowy in here.
Yeah.
So we'll just go that, and we'll go together, dollar. Pick tickets out of here. Move your water.
So what do we got here? Oh, Six Flags is right on top.
All right, so pick it out. Yeah, let's pick it out.
Okay, here. Well, I'm holding the camera and a coffee. I'm over here double fisting it.
Yeah. So this Six Flags here. Put that ticket out so you can see.
Oh, look at that. Okay. So go ahead and talk about this a little bit. What is this from? What year is that?
This
I
is
couldn't see it.
Elitch Gardens. Wow, let's see the date here. 2005.
Oh shit.
So
2005.
Yeah, it's July 9th. No, wait, hold on. Oh no, this is July 9th, 2001.
2001.
Yes. Cost only $22 to get into Elitch Gardens.
Damn, I was 22 then, Pierce.
Yeah.
I was 22, so
19.
you were like 19.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you were the same age Jaden is right now.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
But this is just about like when the time when they moved Six Flags from out west over to where the new Elitches are. But okay, so it was Six Flags Elitches. And I think it only lasted like a few years maybe.
Okay.
Before like Six Flags is like, no, that's all right. We're gonna come out of this thing.
Right.
So yeah, $2001, $22.
Do you remember now when you see this ticket?
And I probably only paid $12 because I got $10. Yeah. Oh, actually no. It was $32. I got $10 off for bringing a Pepsi can.
Oh wow!
Remember back in the day, you could like bring cans and they like.
Yeah. So when you look at that, though, do you remember that day?
I don't remember the specific.
Yeah,
day,
that's what I was gonna say. There's too many.
Yeah, there's a lot, but 2001.
Yeah.
19. Yeah.
It's
I could probably
weird.
I can probably guess like who I went with.
I bet you there's like one or two things if the universe could throw at you right now, it would spark the memory, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, yeah."
Yeah.
But memory is interesting. How what we record.
Yeah.
We don't have like a 24/7 recorder in our brain all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of memories that slip through the cracks, and later in life you don't really remember. That's funny though. So it's $22 in 2001.
Yeah, 2001, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that was the year after. Wait, no, that was. Yeah. Remember all the 99 shit? Do you remember when the whole world was going to end?
Yeah.
And they were saying that it was
Y2K.
Y2K. It was about to turn 2000. All the computers are going to shut down because the code doesn't recognize it.
It won't understand the zeros.
Yeah.
The rollover.
We weren't thinking when we programmed everything, and then.
No,
Yeah.
It was wild. I remember that because I was working at Office Max, and we sold a lot of that software that was going to fix your computer. Like
Sure. Did that shit work?
I don't know. It's just funny because it's like, get ready for the update, the Y2K.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time too, do you also remember like bottled water was like shortages and stuff like that too? So
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
I forgot all about that.
people thought computers are going to shut down the world and we're going to be without water.
1999.
Yeah.
The further we get, it's crazy. We're about to be a quarter of a century into the new century, right? Which is really wild to think about. But it just feels like saying 19 anything is sounding older and older all the time.
Yeah. For real. But yeah, so that's where I was.
Yeah, that's a cool. Here, I want to pick another one out. I'm going to pick one out here.
Right.
You grab the camera here.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So let's see. What do we got here? I'm going to take a look at this little box. We're going to switch to the dot cam here. And I'm going to go in deep here. So
okay, let's see.
Down in here. And we're going to pull this one out right here. Okay, so.
Oh, that's actually really recent. That was last year.
This is really recent. What do we got here? 2020. 2024.
Yeah.
February 17th, 2024. Live Nation presents Lost Frequencies. All stand together tour ages 16 and over with ID. Damn.
Yeah, that was at the Fillmore last year. Yeah, almost this time. I mean, but yeah, it was at the Fillmore, and I had a great time. It was a DJ set, and it's one of those things where like when you're listening to the music, and you could just get like it's like lost, right?
Yeah,
and you're just like that, and then all the company that you have and stuff like that, like it was a great night. And then afterwards, went to what was it? A restaurant, and had some food. It's still that. Whoa, it's right there by the Fillmore. I'm gonna kick myself forgetting the name of this place. Sully's.
Sully's like Sully.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Sully's. It's the whatever the same restaurant that shares that same building. But yeah, it was Lost Frequency, a little DJ set. The drinks we were not impressed with there, like because it's inside the Fillmore and they have like bars and stuff like that, and so we got a mixed drink that supposedly had like double tequila. We got some margaritas, and no, it just tastes like sour mix.
Dude, I think about places like that, like the Fillmore. These places that have been around for so many years, and you think of all the history that goes through them, all the people, the generations of people, the music.
Yeah.
For sure people die in those places, right? There's so many people going through there all the time. I'm sure it happens. People, drinking and partying and doing whatever. So it's really wild. I think about like at night, when after the show's over, it's like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that place, there's got to be some ghosts going around some of these old theaters. And
those old theaters, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So I pulled out another one here.
Okay.
So let's see if I can whip this up here. This one was a really good old one. Yeah. So
University of Denver.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Friday, January 27th, 1995, dog.
I wasn't even in high school
Pioneer
yet.
Hockey. Wait, what's Pioneer? What the hell is that?
DU.
Oh, is that their
college?
That's their mascot? Oh, I didn't even. I don't think I ever actually knew that. Yeah. Okay. So row 3, seat 19. Look at you, bro.
Look at the price too.
Where's the price at? Over here?
Top. Yeah, there you go.
Is that it right there? I can't see it.
Yeah. $0.
$0. Oh, that's what I thought it said.
Yeah,
Okay.
because back in the day, like you can just go there and watch the games.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah, you know what? I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before. Clearly I'm not like a huge DU fan. I didn't even know that was their mascot.
Yeah.
But if you were to ask me and put me on the spot of all the sporting events I've ever been to, and I've been to quite a few, not a shit ton. I'm not one of those guys, but I've been to a lot of things. The best sporting event I ever went to was a sport I'm not even into, which is hockey. And it was DU, and I can't remember who the team they were playing was, but it was one of the greatest fucking experiences of my life. It was me and my dad, me and Mo were there, and we were like right up against, and I don't know, I'm sure it's changed now, but that glass was all flimsy and shit.
Yeah, it has to give way. Because if somebody gets checked into
like
somebody checked into it, you can't just have a stiff.
Yeah.
Like bong.
100%.
So it has to give way.
No, that makes sense. But I remember it just being like a down to the wire.
Oh,
It's
really?
like back and
That's
forth.
sick, dude.
And it was so fucking good. They went into OT or something. Did they go into OT still? Do they still do
Yeah,
that?
they see that.
Yeah. So they went into overtime, and Denver won in the end.
Oh, nice.
And I was just like, it was like, whoa. We were like high five. It was like somebody gave us tickets,
Yeah.
It was one of those experiences you don't see coming. Those are the best.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, I'll go watch a hockey game. Why not? Let's go check it out. And you're just like, oh, all of a sudden you're fucking cheering and you're in it with everybody else.
Yeah. I wasn't even driving then.
Yeah.
1995.
Yeah. You should pick another one out. I think you should grab another one of these. And let's try to tag team the.
Okay. All right.
Well, no, you're going to have to.
Yeah, I'm going to
camera
do
too.
it.
You got to do both jobs. So this is, sorry for the listeners, it's a little clunky with the camera this time. I wonder if we should get a stand for it and then we can just put shit in front of it next time.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah, let's go. What do you got?
Switch it
Pull it
dollar.
up.
Switch it dollar.
Okay, sorry. Here we go.
And the next one.
What does that say? Denver versus New Orleans.
Denver versus New Orleans. Saturday,
It's a
December
football game. Look
24th,
at the McDonald's sign on there.
1994. This is Christmas Eve.
1994 Christmas
1994.
Eve. Wow.
Section 122.
Is that Elway? Is that a 7
Yeah.
on that
Section
jersey?
122, row 22, seat 16.
North
These are
stands.
my grandparents'
So the stadium was
tickets.
different back then, right?
Yeah. It was Mile High Stadium. It was the Denver Mile High Stadium,
Yeah.
the old one before they tore it down. So, yeah, these are my grandparents. It was their tickets.
That's
So they have
wild.
season tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really crazy to think about. And you said it was Christmas Eve too. Those kind of things are always pretty special. Like being in those, like those are memories you never forget either.
Yeah.
I remember watching. Denver was playing. Man, I can't remember. I've seen a couple of games. I saw the Bears there once. Who was the team we saw? KC. Oh yeah. So it was KC. It was last minute we got tickets. I wish I could remember what year this was. And it was like, it wasn't too long ago, but it was me and my dad. Jaden went. I think Eric was with us. God, my brother was with us. I'm trying to remember, but it was just awesome. And it was the reason we got the tickets because it was fucking
Freezing,
frigid.
yeah.
It was so cold, dude. I can't remember what the temperature was, but I mean, it was definitely negative. It was like freezing cold and wind, like crazy, crazy wind.
Yeah.
But fun.
Oh, yeah.
Sporting events are always so fun. I
Yeah.
love outdoor sports like football, man.
Yeah.
That's always fun to go watch.
Yeah. No, that's one year me and Joe DeStefano did. We went to we were bored. I think there was like a blizzard the day before and it was like below freezing this day. And it was the Broncos versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh.
And this was Peyton Manning's like best year he's ever had.
Oh, God.
Like the Broncos were supposed to win
yeah.
everything. And so me and Joe were waiting. We're like, these tickets are going to go ridiculous. These are playoff tickets. They're going to go so fast, right? And I was like, they're going to be so expensive. And then we were looking online, and I remember even at this time, StubHub, and we were going online. We're looking at the prices of the tickets, $50 each. We found playoff tickets.
Wow.
Like, and we were like, oh
What
shit,
the
the game
hell?
was like starting in like less than an hour. We're like, fuck, let's go, bro. So I remember we jumped on the light rail, took it all the way downtown,
Hell yeah.
bought those tickets, but the thing was, it was like 0 degrees.
Yeah.
when they were playing. Yeah, and the Broncos were doing great, right?
Yeah.
Doing great until the last minute throw by Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
lost.
yeah. Oh,
And
damn.
they lost.
Damn.
We were at that game, me and Joe.
That always makes a difference to me. Like if they end up winning or end up losing or whatever. Damn. Okay. So I've got another one here. So I'm going to switch to the doc cam. I haven't even looked at this thing yet. Okay. So what is this?
Oh, it's a flight ticket.
It's United boarding pass. Okay.
Oh.
What does your name say right there? What is that? Oh, Mister. It's just
Mr. Pierce.
Okay.
MR Pierce.
Yeah, got it. Chicago to Denver.
Yep.
This is there's no year on these, right?
That probably would have been 2000. Let me see.
Is that maybe a 2016 possibly?
No, it wasn't that. It was sorry, dollar. I don't know exactly when this one. It might be 20. No, I don't think it's 2016. I think it's like. I think this
Older
is
than that. It looks old.
2001. I think this is 2001
Even the ticket
because the reason I went to Chicago was to go see my friend Jeff graduate boot camp,
oh shit.
and so the whole family went out there. His family plus me. So
Oh yeah.
So I went with the mom, the dad, the brother, the two sisters, and then our friend Travis, who lived next door. And we went to go see him graduate boot camp.
That's cool, bro.
And so yeah, it was nice. And that was the time where when I talked on the podcast where I went to that vinyl store for DJs, and they had the two DJs playing back to back.
Oh,
with each
yeah.
other. Remember I told you that?
Yeah.
So I think I said on the Chones one, but yeah, that was the time we went to Chicago. Watched my friend Jeff graduate boot camp from the Navy.
Damn. It's wild how many stories are in that box right there, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy to me to think about that. It's interesting. I have a box too, but it's not tickets. It's like there's a couple tickets in it, but it's random shit. I've got pictures from, speaking of 19, I have pictures of when I was 19 hiking and when I went backpacking in Hong Kong. Just stayed there for like a freaking month and looked at shit. So I have a box like that, and it's weird. Every once in a while you open it up and you just realize like, where do the years go, dude? It's so crazy.
But then again, it gives you those memories and reminds you of things. And like you said, at the time what you were doing, but I remember specifically what we were doing.
Yeah.
We were out in, like I said, Chicago, and it was fun. It was a great time because I think that was like the first time by myself that I went somewhere without like my parents or my brother.
Right.
You know? And so it was like my first time traveling alone.
Yeah. Remember how crazy those things feel when you're growing up?
Yeah.
When you get to that point, even when a little younger than that, like when you start driving, that's a giant one. Yeah. Like that first time you're like taking yourself across town and then you're somewhere like, I just got my ass here on my own. Like, and I'm so far away. This is fucking dope.
Yeah.
I'm mobile. Let's go on a road trip, you know?
Yeah. No, I remember even before that, like when we were kids going on trips, we only went to Arizona like a couple of times where my mom sent us to go visit our aunt. And she, they put us on the plane. And that was at the time where anybody can go at the gate. Remember, people can go to the gate and greet you at the gate.
Oh, yeah.
And everything like that.
That was pre 9/11.
Yeah.
That's when that changed.
But yeah, I remember, doing the airport, and then they drop you off to the flight attendants. And then they, like, the flight attendants, like, take special care of you. You sit in the front. We got wings. And again, pre 9/11.
Right.
We got to see the cockpit.
They showed it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for that loud ass swallow there, Pierce. I know that's a sensitive thing for you. I think about it. I did it like right in the mic. Yeah. I might edit that shit out.
But yeah. So no, it was
minute 21.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
First time alone.
You got another one there?
Yeah, we got another one.
All right, let's pull it out of the magic mic box here. Whoa.
Here.
Wait, not that kind of magic mic.
Okay, let's see. This one says... This is the Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus.
The circus. What year is that saying? 1999?
1999 is October 7th, 1999.
Okay.
And it was only $9.50.
By the way, this really is the old man podcast today. Look at old tickets. Look at the prices back then.
I got junior price. Look at little junior. Damn. At that point in time, I was only 17. So
yeah.
Yeah, circus. Did you ever go to the circus?
I did. I have been to the circus maybe once or twice in my whole life. It doesn't stand out to me. I feel like I don't know. It had to have been Ringling Brothers, right? They're like the only ones who did it. Like they were the.
Well, they had the Shriner Circus too. Yeah. You ever been to the Shriner Circus?
I feel like we're talking about UFC and Bellator, right?
Yeah, basically.
Everybody knows the real circus.
Yeah,
it's Ringling Brothers.
Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey.
Yeah, and that's cool. 7:30 p.m.
It says Thursday, right? My parents took me out on a school night.
Wow, cool parents. Look at that. So on October 7th, you're in the thick of school right then. Too.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? You're like a month in. That's when the whole school year's still left.
Yeah.
You could tell, dude, I've got about 10 days left.
He's like, I'm counting them. Mm-hmm. You have like when we were kids, when we make the rings for counting down Christmas. Yeah. Tony's just keep on pulling. He has a ring thing in his closet and just pulls the ring off every single time.
I can't wait. Dude, I'm being self-conscious right now, probably because I smoked a spliff before this. Is this thing annoying? Can you hear it clicking? No, you can't hear it clicking? No. Okay, for the listeners, I'm so high right now.
He has ultrasonic hearing at
this
point in time.
I can hear everything, every little bit. I'm like, did you hear that cord move over there? Yeah, no, it's funny how time goes by so fast because you look back at those times. Let's be honest, you're pretty much you're physically a different person then.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right? Every 7 years, every cell in your body regenerates. So if you think about it, like if that was 1999, for example, 25 years ago.
It's 3 life cycles ago.
Yeah.
3 rejuvenations.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. You know what scares me is when you think about that it keeps going and it goes that fast.
Oh yeah.
When they were going to be sitting here like 63 going, what the fuck
happened?
Yeah.
We're going to be talking like we're going to be talking like we are in 20s.
Yeah.
And we're going to be like, remember the 40s?
Yeah. Yeah. So I recently put on our Reverb Nation, which is only audio. For anybody, go check it out. It's worth it.
Our clips are
They're just clips,
ones,
but they're only audio clips. Reverb Nation is one of the few places that does something like that.
Previews, music, stuff like that.
Yeah, everything else has visual. Everything has videos nowadays. So it's interesting, but there's a lot of old clips, a lot of funny ones, and it made me realize how young we were when we were starting this.
Yeah.
We've been doing this a while, and you hear like the things we were talking about and the things we were doing back then, and it's just really, really funny to me to look back. That's why, I think we're suckers for time capsules, Piers. That's why I've got my box in there. You've got this box right here. And I honestly think because we do this podcast just because we love it, we love to sit down, bullshit every week and just have a good time. But we're also like logging our lives for like 10 damn years, dude.
Yeah.
That's really cool to me. It's cool for the kids. It's cool for everybody. And the cool thing is too, is like, no matter what happens with podcasting and all that stuff, I've got everything on the hard drives.
Yeah.
And, for all future, I think about that. I'm like, I wonder what will happen to all my shit later when I'm gone. My music, the podcast.
You're going to be in a museum later, Dollar.
Yeah,
they're going to be like, this is the music from the 2020s.
Yeah, my luck, it'll be like he blew up right after dying. Everybody is now the Mike and Tony Show is a classic household name. The irony.
It's like watching I Love Lucy in the 90s.
Nobody knew. No, it was the podcast knew it, and that's why everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's so vintage.
It's so vintage. Yeah, but a lot of time goes by, and I think it's fun to record stuff, but you can't get too attached to stamps of history. You know what I mean? You can't get too stuck on, specific memories, specific things, or trying to log everything or have a picture of every experience you ever have. Yeah. There's too many experiences.
That's why sometimes I get irritated like at concerts and I see people with like cameras and they're just like,
I think it's fine to shoot a couple videos.
Yeah, but yeah, here and there, but not non-stop. Like a nonstop. And you're just like, look through these eyeballs.
Yeah.
Don't go like this and look through your phone and do it that way. Like,
yeah, your memory of it.
You're right here.
Your memory of it has a fucking smudge and a crack in the screen cover.
It was so much vivid. It was more vivid, I thought.
I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
You said somehow it's still blurry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, be in the moment. That's what I think.
Hell yeah. I think you have to be in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got another one there?
Yeah, another one.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this sucker.
This one.
Okay. Dude, where's my car? Let's fucking go. When is that? 2000 is that?
That's 2002.
January?
Yeah.
Of 2002? Is that what that is? Or is that January 2nd? Maybe a different year.
Maybe January 2nd, because I think this is before 2000, right?
Yeah, it doesn't say the year on it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is at Century 16. This was,
that's a famous place, bro.
Yeah. That's
Century 16 for, I'm sure people, even if you don't know right now, if we start talking about it, you'll remember. It was the shooting in Aurora, the theater where the guy came in and
Joker.
Yeah, was dressed as the Joker. Yeah. Or was he dressed as the Joker? No. It was very much a Joker character.
Yeah.
Came in and shot and killed people. And Mark was there.
Yeah.
Which we found out later.
I know.
He was in the theater, literally the theater next door.
That's wild, dude.
The shit's crazy. That was one of the wildest events, not only here for us locally, but in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was we have a couple of big ones like that. The other one was Columbine, right?
Yeah.
Columbine was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass because I haven't like looked at the data or the statistics or anything. But it seems like that just really was the beginning of like what's become so commonplace now. These crazy high school shootings where people go on kids. We've never been mentally less healthy.
No.
And then it's already hard to be a teenager. And honestly, this is something I think about, and it's funny because I smoke pot, but I think that there's a lot of teenagers here that smoke weed, and there has been for a long time. Colorado's been a very weed-friendly place. And what that does is it fucks with impulsivity as your brain's developing. I got lucky, dude. Everybody says you shouldn't smoke weed until later, till you're at least in your mid-20s or something. But for me, I just got lucky. I didn't even know that shit back then. But I'm glad it worked out. Because now the studies show very clearly, if you start smoking weed like in middle school or something like that, through high school, while your brain is still developing, it makes you lifelong problems with anxiety, depression, mental illness, and it also makes you really prone to impulsive behavior. And so you make crazy sporadic decisions. You know what I mean? And so in some cases, those school shootings are like that, and sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
But in no doubt in my mind that they are. And I'm not trying to make some connection for sure that all these shootings are related to weed. Oh my God, the weed smokers will come for me immediately. I thought you were one of us.
Yeah.
But there's an undeniable link to mental health.
Oh yeah.
These guys are
for
in
sure.
fucked up mental health. The kids that are doing these things, and they're in weird situations where you want to people get so upset at the parents, and I feel for the parents so much. Where you're just like, I mean, sure, there's probably an element, but also raising my own kids, I see like you can't control what your children decide to do. You can't control everything, and there's times where you try to keep them protected from something where you're like, you're really moving in this direction that's going to mess you up, and you try to stop that. But so many times, if they know you try to stop it, they love you, and so they just hide it from you, and they want to do something else. And I think that a lot of that happens with those kind of situations too.
Yeah. No, I had a friend that their kid constantly like doing bad things, being in trouble, right? But it was always like the oh no, we had a conversation about it, and he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it now. Again, he understands, and
just do it again.
I'm going to take his phone, or take your phone, and we're just gonna leave it at that, and or like he's not going to steal again. He's not going to steal again. We've already talked about this. I was like, yeah, but this time, he got like taken away for stealing. Sometimes it's just like they call your parents and that come, but they took them away.
Parent, is so it's so hard. Because your kids, you care about them so much.
Yeah,
and you can't control them. You can't make a person, a human being, do anything. They don't have a remote.
Yeah,
they got their own thing going on.
Trust me. Remember how long I've been trying to get Callie to play basketball so I can just coach her?
I know.
No.
Yeah. Oh man.
No.
Sorry, brother.
I had friends like suggest like, "Oh, you just coach some random kids." I'm like, "That's weird."
Yeah.
Like what? I was like, "You want me to coach random ass kids when my kid isn't even on the team?"
Too bad we're so far apart. I'd be like, "Come over to
sounds
MLK
so
next
weird.
year."
Sounds so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what I mean. To me, because being a teacher is because I feel like people who belong in the profession really like it, obviously, like any other one. There's people who get in there who shouldn't. But really, at the end of the day, it's about people that are able to connect with young people and help them along the way to figure shit out. Because when you're young, you're still figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And you're literally brains developing, and you have impulsive decisions. And my wife and I are always talking about it because I got 2 teenage daughters now, bro, too. It's like, it's so hard. But I think coaching to me is just like teaching. And I think for teaching, you have to jump through hoops. You got to get, a degree and do certain things. But there's also para, where you're teaching alongside teachers and you can have less education for that. And then there's coaching, which to me is like the easiest in if you just really want to work with young people. And just because there's not a lot required usually.
The coaches don't have to be like...
It depends on the school.
I thought sometimes they had to be like a teacher or something like that.
In some cases, yeah. It's how the school's set up. Okay. But there's plenty of schools definitely that have outside coaches. And I know because in my daughter's schools and stuff, we've seen that, But yeah. Where was I going with that? What was I saying about that?
No, I was just saying I tried to get Callie to
play basketball.
Play basketball because we can't control what they want to do.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. Yeah. And that's the thing. I would say to all parents out there to have grace for yourself. And it's taken me a long time to learn that. When you have lives that you're responsible for, first of all, you're going to fuck up all the time. Okay. It's just, you're a person. There's no, you know what I mean? It's not Jesus raising a kid. It's you. Hey, come on, look in the mirror. It's me. So you got to give yourself some grace. But anyway, we're pulling another one out of the bucket over here.
No, I was just saying, like, you gotta,
you do
roll with the punches.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think so.
And that's what I always said when I first, held Callie.
Yeah.
In my arms, and I looked at her, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I'm responsible for your right and wrong and teaching you
and
this and that.
And you realize how much your heart and your emotions are wrapped up in this being.
Yeah.
You're just like, whatever happens to you, it's like it happens to me.
Yeah.
Like anything bad happens to you, I fucking feel the pain.
Yeah.
When shit's going awesome for you, I feel the excitement. It's interesting. It's really crazy being a parent.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got over there?
We got next one. We got another movie. Oh, a big moviegoer. Look at that. What's that?
Zoolander.
Zoolander.
Let's go. What year is that?
So it wasn't
September
it's not a
28th. Okay.
Yeah, so it's the that's the $8. You're right. That
Yeah.
one was on
So
the 2nd of January.
So, but what's interesting is what it does tell you is that it's when it was.
For it?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here and all.
Zoolander.
Yeah, so you don't have to stand there. But yeah, Zoolander. Let me see what time that came out. Where's it at? 2001.
Okay.
Wow, look at that! You went the opening day.
Oh, did I really?
September 28th, 2001 was the opening day for Zoolander.
Look at me.
And you were fucking there, bro.
I was there, bro.
That was a piece of history right there. That's a piece of history.
It's a funny movie too. I love it.
Yeah, it's American history, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Donald Trump was in there. I forgot.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande. Oh my god, I need to watch that again. It's been a long time. And then they had Zoolander 2, though.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, when did that shit come out? I don't
know. It was one of those ones that was like years later kind of a deal. You know what I mean?
I don't think I saw it.
Yeah. Well, like how they did with like Dumb and Dumberer or Dumb and Dumber 2. Like all those ones, like the last one, right? Wasn't it like 30 years after?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Sometimes it's like just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can hit it out of the park with a second one. But, you consider it a victory if the second one is 80% as good as the first one. You call that a win.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
it's rare that part 2 or the second one, the sequel, just blows the first one out of the water.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare, right?
I don't know. I did like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
I remember you saying this.
I do like that. I do like that. And,
Yeah,
and Toy Story 2 as well.
Okay, that's a good one, actually. I'll agree with that one.
Actually, another one. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Wasn't bad.
It wasn't as good as the first, though.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first.
That's what I mean. It's never, like, you would call that a win.
Yeah, I would call it a win.
Yeah, say that's a win. Man. Thinking about Macaulay Culkin. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he has his own band and all that stuff. And
It's trippy how the things these people do now because they just have so much money.
Yeah.
They get to do whatever they want.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You know what the one?
he would have had a lot more money if his parents didn't. He didn't have to sue his parents and get all that stuff.
The one that makes me laugh so much, and I'm not making fun of him. I actually respect him. He's a real authentic type of dude. Corey Feldman.
Dude. Oh my god.
Have you seen this guy's band?
Yes.
Have you heard?
Yes.
Here's what I see when I watch him perform. I'm like, this is my 8-year-old self pretending to be Michael Jackson. That's what it is. No offense.
But
and I love him. He was a classic
roll,
in so many great movies. I think he seems like a cool dude, honestly. Like I've heard him in interviews. He's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
But who's not, right? We're all fucking weird. So I think he's cool, but I mean, his band's terrible in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. And his little guitars.
And the dance moves he does. It looks like that's what I'm saying. It's an 8-year-old trying to be Michael Jackson. You're just like,
and then he just tries to do the moonwalk.
yeah. He so copies him a lot. He has like his hat.
Yeah.
I think it's all homage, right? He just loved Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He had a good relationship with that guy. But yeah, all those guys from the 80s. It's crazy. Those kid actors from the 80s. It's different than like the kid actors from the early 2000s, right? The early 2000s was like Disney character, all those people.
Yeah. Yep.
Justin Bieber. I mean, was Justin Bieber a Disney guy too?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, he was,
so,
right?
Yeah.
All those kids. That's a lot different than like.
Wait, was he?
The Corey Feldmans, the Corey Hames. Remember there was like 17 Coreys back in the 80s?
Yeah. And they were
different generation.
They were in the Lost Boys together.
Yeah.
And they were also Licensed to Drive together.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies too.
Different generation, but still probably equally fucked up.
Yeah.
Any kids who grow up being actors and being on the big screen and everything.
Yeah.
It's very hard to come out of
Corey
that.
Haim committed suicide like years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They were friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what you got here?
All right, the next one,
Pull another one out of the magic box.
There you go.
Take it down a little bit. Look at all those cables back there. Oh, Spawn. Oh, cool. 12:40 p.m.
What
does it say? The date?
Here? Dollar. The date. 8/13/97.
Damn. Oh, that one has the year on it.
Yeah. Was I there on opening night as well?
I don't know.
And look at that ticket price: $4.25.
Holy shit, we're old, dude. So Spawn came out in
1997.
Oh no, hold on. I need to look up the movie. Sorry.
Yeah, the movie, not the.
Yeah, I was like 1991, 1997. The year I graduated from high school, Pierce. It's the year I graduated from high school. What month did you say it was?
August 13th. Okay.
You really love that late summer, early fall shit, huh? Seems like you do a lot of.
Now I can hear the crunching, by the way.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, so this one was 97. Yeah, I was a sophomore in high school.
Wow, that's
makes
crazy
sense.
because I feel like our ages aren't that different now.
Yeah,
But back then, that would have seemed pretty
it
significant.
would have been. Yeah,
Yeah, I would have been like, I'm like graduating, looking at colleges, and
Yeah.
you're like figuring high school out. You
yeah.
know what I
Like, oh, look at me.
mean? Yeah.
Let's see who I can make friends with today.
How fucking cool would that be if we actually did? We could go back in time and accidentally bump into each other. Just like play it out and just see what would happen.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny. I don't know what it,
Bro, you're a giant.
yeah, I was pretty tall too. I got, as I age, being 6'1" or whatever, it's pretty normal. But I remember in high school thinking I was the fucking super tall.
That's funny.
Having uncles who were all crazy tall, thought I was gonna be 6'6" or some shit.
Here I come. Here I come.
Here
Watch
I
out.
come. I actually was 6'2", and I actually have shrunk. And I've Googled it, and I'm sure people have looked it up. It really happens.
It does.
It's a combination of things. I think part of it is my arches in my feet a little bit. I think posture, right? The
Yeah.
uprightness
Oh, yeah.
of your spine is probably the biggest factor that takes your height down. But the average male loses like one. I think it said 1.5 to 2 inches in your lifetime.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed if I go under 6 foot though. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Went from 6'2" to 6'1".
Maybe that's just because you're
6
arching with
foot.
your cane, dollar. You're just arching with your cane at that point. In
Dude,
time.
I'm just gonna start hanging on the pull-up bar every day.
Yeah, just
stretch that fucking spine out.
decompressing it all the time.
I really do. Is it just in my head that people are getting bigger? Don't the younger kids? There seems like so many more giant young kids than there used to be. Because all three of my kids, I feel like they're big, but they're really not big compared to their peers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, obviously there's a range of size of kids, but there are a lot of giant ass kids, dude. We're down there, I go to their volleyball practices and stuff, and they have coaches and stuff. And so some of these coaches are like guys who are in high school.
Uh-huh.
And there's a kid walking around, he's like at least 6'6".
Yeah.
You're just like, what the fuck is going on? What are you feeding these kids, dude?
Yeah. I don't know if it's like,
Or maybe it's just in my head. Could be.
I don't know. Because I think like the tallest kid that we had was like 6'8" or 6'10" or something like that. And he wasn't that great at basketball. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Like I see, obviously Callie, being 11 and her in comparison to like her friends are, like I think Callie is just about 5 foot now. And like her friends, bro, her friends are like 5'6".
Whoa.
Callie has tall friends right now.
What the fuck?
Well, but girls, right? Don't they grow
Mm.
like the fastest? They mature the fastest, and they
Yeah,
stop.
oh, definitely.
And they stop.
And that started so much earlier now, like the development of kids.
Yeah.
But I looked up. So yes, on average, children today are taller than they were a few decades ago.
Yeah.
Studies have shown that average height has increased 1 to 3 centimeters every decade for the last 50 years. This increase is observed in both urban and rural areas, with slightly more height gains in rural areas in some countries.
Pure food.
So yeah, that's what it says. I was looking at the contributing factors, and it's like improved nutrition, better access to clean water and air. Let's see, reduced childhood labor. Yeah, that'll let you grow a little bit, get some rest, sleep and whatnot. Yeah, that's really interesting. So it's not in my head.
No.
Kids are bigger.
Yeah.
I thought so. Like when I'm at a high school, I'm like, I don't remember this many tall kids when I was in high school. It's all that food they're eating all that good American food.
So like 1 centimeter is how many inches?
3, right? Isn't 3 centimeters an inch?
So yeah. Damn, dude, they've grown an inch
Yeah.
since we
Right.
were.
Meanwhile, I'm fucking shrinking. Some bullshit.
Now you guys are the same height. That's it.
Some
You guys have been in the middle, same height.
This is messed up, bro. It's messed up. No, I would not. I would love to be, and I wonder how many guys think like this, because girls all want the big butts, right? They get all these BBLs and whatever the hell they're called. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Brazilian butt lift, right?
butt lifts. Yeah.
It's a big thing, right? All these different surgeries, all these different things. But for guys, it's always height. When we've talked about this, all this shit you see online, and these like, the things you put in your shoes to make yourself taller or whatever. But like, I wonder what most guys think. But I bet you most guys, no matter what height you are, unless you're crazy tall, if you were like, hey, you could magically have a magic wand and make yourself whatever height you want, most of us would go higher than we are.
Yeah.
No matter what height you are. I'd like to come in right around like 6'4". That shit would be dope, bro. That's fucking Chris Hemsworth size right there.
The Rock. That's the Rock.
That's the
size.
Rock,
Yeah.
buddy. Yeah. Okay, what do you got there?
Oh no, I was just looking at other things there. I was like time frames and stuff. All right, we can do another one.
Yeah. Pull another one out of there, Pierce.
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah. Okay.
What do we got here?
What is that? Harlem.
The Harlem
Globetrotters. Oh, fuck yes. When is that?
This is
1995, February 11th, 2 days after my birthday.
1996.
2 days after my birthday, buddy. My junior year in high school.
$16.
Wow.
Where was this at? Oh, this is at McNichols Sports Arena.
Damn.
Well, let's see what this ticket is on the back here.
Hell yeah.
A free small popcorn at AMC. I bet you this is expired. Yeah, it expired May 15th, 1996.
Just for shits and giggle, we should go into
An AMC?
Yeah, we should go into an AMC and I'll film it. And we just walk in and you just go, hey, I'd like to redeem this.
Yeah.
And they go, this is expired. But then they'll laugh. Everybody will have a good laugh when they look at the year and know.
I found this in my drawer. I'd like a free small popcorn, please.
Yeah. You know what would be funny is it would be hilarious if they just honored it because it was so funny.
Yeah. I'm like, all
see
right,
that
dude.
happening.
But I got to keep this. This is still mine.
Yeah.
Let's keep on. It's still mine.
You just start breaking it around everywhere, hitting all the AMCs, getting free shit.
So this is at McNichols Arena. This was the arena that was right across the street from the Mile High Stadium, the original Mile High Stadium.
Oh, okay.
And so, but then obviously they tore it down and made Ball Arena.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah,
it's always changing.
They're always McNichols Sports Arena. Sunday, February 11th. Look at that. Yeah.
Sunday, February 11th, 1996. So that I would have been 20, 19, 18, 17. So I'd have been 17 years old. That's crazy, right?
What were you doing, Dollar? Where were you?
What month did you say it was?
February.
Oh, yeah, right. My birthday.
Your birthday.
Was I turning 17 or 18? Yeah, 17 because that's my junior year. So what was I doing? I was doing a lot of theater back then.
Okay.
I was rocking some really long hair. What else was I doing? I was doing mock trial.
I
was taking AP classes. I was working at Foster's Freeze, which is basically like a Dairy Queen for California. I was riding my bike everywhere. That's when I first started looking for a place on my own because my parents moved out to Colorado.
That's right. Yeah.
And then right around then, I think I had just moved, actually. That's probably around when I moved out of my grandmother's house and into into a studio apartment with a friend who I only vaguely, it was like a friend of a friend of a friend. And she turned out to be fucking loca, bro. She was so crazy. Yeah, she was not stable. She had rich parents. And I was coming from like poor family. And riding my bike everywhere and hustling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we clashed. Our personalities didn't work out. And then on top of it, her music was crazy. Like she would listen to Jewel, which I was okay with. But then she'd be blasting,
Hella Jewel?
No, she would play like a lot of goth rock. I'm trying to remember who the big one she played back then. And then that was the place I talked about. Remember, it was in high school. So I was trying to figure my life out. I moved in with her. It was a duplex. That's what it was. For people who don't know, a duplex is like this. Essentially, it's this teeny ass little fucking thing that's like barely the size of an apartment, but it's kind of carved out like a house, right?
Yeah.
But we shared one half of that shit. So we didn't even have separated rooms and stuff. I was sleeping in the living room where my desk was and studying in there. But I came home one day and the fucking place, there was people all outside the house. There were people inside the house. Everybody was drinking. There was loud music. And I was riding my bike home from work at Rite Aid and had a paper to write that night. And it was like a really big, important paper. And I came home and she just everything. And then I like moving through people. I'm like, what the fuck? Beer was spilled on my computer.
Oh, geez.
And then she was gone.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, where the fuck is Christina? Oh, sorry, Christina. Yeah, you know who you are. I wonder what she's doing. People like that, you just totally lose touch with. You're like, God, I hope things worked out. She's still in that
Facebook
duplex.
Messenger. You're gonna get a Facebook Messenger here tomorrow.
She's still in that fucking duplex. She bought it.
Yeah,
She
rents out the other side.
You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said she had left with her boyfriend. And I was like, what the fuck? So I literally packed up all my shit, called my grandma. I was like, hey, you mind if I just come over for a little while? I got a bunch of work to do. And then I rode over to her house. And And this is like pre-Wi-Fi, bro. So like I didn't have to be like, I need to go somewhere where there's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I just went and I typed up my paper and you know what I mean, printed it out on that dot matrix.
Did the computer work?
Did the computer work?
Yeah, because they said they spilled beer on it and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, it was savable. It was saved. Yeah, I ended up having it. Yeah, and she's a big part of the reason why I up and left Fresno, because I was going to stay a while. I was literally enrolled in the community college, so I was working at Rite Aid. So I'm mixed up on times. By the time I moved out of there, was after high school. I started at City College, and I was like, my life sucks ass, bro. All my friends left. They went to college.
Yeah.
And I was living with this girl who turned out to be totally fucking crazy and unstable. At one point she had homeless people in the fucking house.
Wait, what?
Bro, they took a shit on the front lawn.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I came home to a human fucking turd on the front lawn one time. I was like, what in the fuck is going on here? So yeah. So that's where I was, buddy. That was right. That was probably, if it wasn't right after I moved, it's right around. I probably moved right around that time and then moved in with her. I'm trying to remember the name of that street. I don't remember.
Funny.
Yeah. But I just couldn't take it. Eventually, I couldn't take that place. That was going on. Everybody left. I always hated Fresno when I was young. Way more than I hate it now. Now I kind of like, retrospect, I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm biased because anybody who's been there is like, it's not bad, dude. And you're like, it's hell, bro.
That's
like, it's really not bad.
So to put it in perspective, because like I said, the age difference of us right now, we don't think it's a weird.
No.
But think of it now. You're going through all that shit, dollar.
Yeah.
And like I'm, sophomore in high school. Like my parents are doing everything for me. And so, I eat dinner regularly.
Yeah. You have a stable fucking house. Yeah. No, I mean,
meanwhile, you were a whole ass adult, dollar. Like I was just like,
not great at it though.
Yeah.
That was the hard part. I did make impulsive decisions like that one. I just up and left. I was like, fuck it. I always wanted to go to Humboldt. I'm just going to go this year. Fuck it, I'm going. And so the year after I went, it was like I was only 6 months into my post high school life, and I was like, this ain't working. So I moved up there. And that was the dumb shit. I had I don't know $7, $8, $9 grand, something like that in the bank back then. That was good. I'd saved a lot of money, but it just slowly drained. I slept in a tent in a garage at one point. I was on the floor of a dorm for a little while. Just trying to figure it out, and when I gave up was when I couldn't get a job at Taco Bell.
Oh damn!
Like, fuck me. And so that started my pattern of like going back and forth to Colorado in the summers and going to Humboldt and finishing out school there. Well, never finished. I finished here in Colorado.
Way later here,
way later in my life, decades later. Yeah, different times, man. Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny to think about all that shit. I remember in that garage. I look back too, and it's silly because they were friends, and I don't know. It seemed like they had space. Like, why was I in the garage? I look
in a tent.
In a tent. Job hunting.
Let's see if he'll sleep in the garage.
But bro, I am so grateful for our generation, how we grew up. You know?
Dude, yeah.
I'm so thankful for those times. Like, man, I live life easy now. Life is good, bro.
And our kids have a great.
And our kids, they don't. There's the problem, right? That's the hard part. Is what do they always say? You never meet a kid, a man who's the son of a great man, right?
Yeah.
Because when you have to struggle for shit and figure it out, you end up a lot more self-reliant, a lot more like motivated, a lot more achievement oriented and getting your goals fucking checked off. And when we try to create these environments because we're like, it was so fucking hard. I don't want them to have to go through that. We take that away from them and then it ruins them.
Yep.
It ruins kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's happening on a massive scale this whole generation.
Yeah.
It's not just any one family.
Well, everything's instant now.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
We were fucked with the phones, dude. When the iPhone came out,
the
internet was blazing along at that point already for quite a while.
Yeah.
Like we were fucked. That's when I think it became so hard to raise kids. I remember because we were right on the cusp of it. Jay was born in 2005.
Yeah.
But then Jill was born in 2009. And then Chuck was in 2010.
Yeah.
So they're like right in that place when that shit just kind of took off. And I remember like, my kids aren't going to have cell phones, dude. They're not going to, when they turn 18. And that's what science still says, by the way.
Yeah.
That for healthy kids, they shouldn't be having cell phones until they're 18. And they shouldn't be even introduced to social media, they say, until they're 16. That's the ideal. You should be introduced to social media at 16, and then you should be fully on the phone, on the internet, and all that at the age of 18.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Oh, no.
These kids are on this shit at 3 years old, dude. 2 years old is fucking
It's true, actually.
drooling on their fucking iPad.
Yeah, that's true.
It's wild. But I remember the pressure, the social pressure was so great, dude, because we really said we were going to hold to our guns.
Yeah.
And
we
it
said
became
that
harder and harder.
12 was the...
I felt like I was like holding on and a
was
raging river was
Yeah.
just fucking pulling me. The ground's going under me. And we're like, no, you're not going to have a cell phone. And then pretty soon they were the only fucking kid with no cell phone. And they hated it. They
Yeah.
hated life. So we caved. Got them phones. Got them iPads.
Yep.
But the one thing we didn't do is that thing where you just set them free on the iPad.
Oh, yeah.
They started doing that shit when they got older. And you're like, okay, I mean, if that's what you're going to do, like whatever, as long as your shit's done, whatever. But we shouldn't. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's society, man. It's how we live now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Wild. Want to go
Appreciate
through another one?
Oh, yeah. Got another one. Let's go.
All right, here we go. This one right here is...
Maroon 5 at the Pepsi Center. How old is that? 2000. Wow, that's older than I expected. 2005, April 26, 2005, 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. You were at the Pepsi Center checking out fucking Maroon 5, brother.
Yeah.
That's cool. My kids were saying that every song.
That was a date.
Oh, that was it. Oh, you remember this one?
Yeah.
Let's do tell. I want to hear.
Yeah. No, it was a date, and gotten these tickets, and it's so funny because like this is like right after I left Costco.
Okay.
Right, and I had a 401k because I had like worked at Costco forever.
Yeah.
And so I'm dumb. Right?
Okay.
Got the four. They're like, well, what do I want to do with their 401k? I'm like, well, what do I do normally? Well, people usually just like transfer it over to their next job or anything like that. And, or the other option is to cash it out. I was like, what?
Wait,
like,
what?
And I was thinking, because like
tell a young kid
that's why I left Costco, is because I wanted to go back to school.
Mm.
And so I was like, well, I'm not going to go back to school anytime soon. It's like, I'm just, have this money just sit out there with me not contributing to it or anything like that. I didn't get it at the time, right? Because even though it's still in there, it's still, it's still gaining stuff, as you go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I cashed out all $25,000.
Oh my God, Pierce.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
How old were you?
Like 23?
Damn, dude. Holy shit.
Because I worked at Costco since I was 17 for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So 22, and I was like, I'm going to go back to school, bro.
That money,
23-year-old
how fast was that money gone?
23-year-old with $25,000, bro.
How fast was that money?
Dude,
Zero.
like you said, they took that girl's a fucking Maroon 5,
I love that, dude.
It's a Maroon 5.
That is so funny.
Going out, dinners, stuff like that.
Yeah. That's funny, all this shit we do. It's funny. 23 is one of those ages, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the year my Ford Taurus was repoed.
Ooh,
The story about me
you're
chasing
running out,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
In your underwear, right?
In my underwear, fucking trying to get my car back.
Yeah.
You don't understand. It's weird. That's what sucks. That's why you get that expression of like, youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
Because when you get old, you start figuring everything out.
Oh, yeah.
Little by little,
Yeah.
everything makes more sense.
You
You
learn,
figure out
yeah.
this. You learn to not do this. You learn to do this. You learn to develop discipline and habits or whatever, or you don't. Some people don't.
Dude, yeah.
Some people are like, yeah, must be your first lifetime.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. And then there's people too that's the opposite. They're just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
You're just like, how do these people do what they do? What I watched yesterday was I saw this video on. Do you remember Ryan Lochte?
Yeah.
Do you remember that whole
The
thing
swimmer.
that happened with him? He was like the Olympic swimmer.
Yeah.
Do you remember the gas station thing?
Oh, no, I don't remember the gas station.
No. So they were in Brazil.
Okay.
And they went. It was like he had already won 2 gold medals at this point.
Oh, okay.
And they were like driving along, him and a couple of fellow athletes from the Olympics that year, and they went into a gas station and they had been drinking and they were fucking hella drunk, and they like totally defaced the bathroom. They
damn.
broke like the soap thing off, did all this crazy shit. Then they went out, and Ryan, I guess, was getting like super angry and pissed off. And then at one point, the gas station people, because they confronted him. They went out to their car and were like, "Yo, you guys need to clean this shit up, and or like give us money. You're gonna have to pay us for this."
Yeah.
So they gave him a total between Brazilian money and dollars of $50. They gave him, and then but Ryan refused. He was the one who refused to give any money.
Yeah.
He was like, "Fuck this. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't do anything wrong." And he started getting all escalated, and then the dude from the gas station like pulled out a gun and was like, "Yo, chill the fuck out. Like, chill out, calm down."
Yeah.
Eventually, cops came. The whole thing went away, and then later, little by little, people started figuring it out because he told the story to his mom. But when he told it to his mom, he told the story as they were robbed at gunpoint.
Oh, so she said something?
Yep. She started telling people, and people, because they were famous. It was the Olympics time. And so people were interviewing her and stuff, and it was coming out. Then he did this like big interview, and they were talking to him, and he was telling the same story, like completely changing, like really exaggerating it. And so then in the end, actually got caught. I don't remember what ended up happening. It all ended up eventually going away. I don't remember if they settled or some shit like that. But I had forgotten all about that. I remembered something happening because it was in real time. And then it was all of a sudden the story was, oh my God, Ryan Lochte got fucking robbed at gunpoint. What the fuck are they doing down there? Remember, I think we were talking shit about the Olympics then. We're like, man, they don't got no security. People just all this bullshit happening.
Yeah.
And then eventually it came out that he was fucking lying.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Ryan Lochte, he's the swimmer that's not as famous as. Yeah, he's not as well known
as Michael Phelps.
Yeah, he's the GOAT, right?
Yeah. Michael Phelps. Oh yeah,
with a fucking 6.5 foot torso,
dude. That's like they say, legs. Swimmer. Yeah,
he's built like a fish, bro. He is built like a fish.
Aquaman.
Yeah, you can see those guys that are good at swimming. They always have really wide shoulders, like big wide shoulders, fucking long ass arms, long ass torsos,
like boards.
Yeah, they're like boards. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So that was, like I said, that Maroon 5 concert.
Okay,
wasn't me directly. It was because I was taking a girl out.
Yeah, and because you were fucking draining your retirement.
Yeah. But dude, again, $25,000, 23 years old. I bought like nice jewelry for her and everything like that too. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, Pierce. I was not that guy.
Yeah.
I was never that guy. I was like I don't know. Like try to charm you with my music. Like, and I'll make you a bracelet. Like,
yeah,
that was my
we
game.
had dated for like a few years.
Oh, okay.
Like, well, not a few years, like a couple years.
That's
like
different.
a couple years. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's different.
And when you're 23, that's a long time. Couple years.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I pulled this one out,
okay,
Pierce. I'm going to pull this one out of the magic box of Pierce's old tickets here. We have Lethal Weapon in 1998, brother. What is that? July 19th. You can't really see it on the camera that well.
That probably was Lethal Weapon 3.
It is. Wait, is that what that says? Oh, I don't know, actually. You're going to look it up. I think it says 1998. It does.
Oh, does it? Okay. Yeah, no. I'm saying, okay, so Lethal.
Yeah. So 1998, maybe that is the
Lethal Weapon 3. No, it's 4. That was Lethal Weapon 4.
Lethal Weapon 4?
Yeah.
Good Lord. So July 19th.
That's the one with Jet Li.
You don't remember seeing this, do you? It was a Sunday.
No.
Let's see. It was a Sunday. It was in July, so it was summertime. July 19th.
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, I remember the movie. I just don't remember seeing it. Yeah. Like at that point in time.
Any movies you for sure remember seeing in the theater?
Yeah.
Like what?
It's in my hand.
Oh, you got another one there? Here, take that doc cam. Dollar. Let's take a look at it. Man, I'm gonna have to turn my mic down. Look at my signal over there.
Here we go.
Okay, let's go.
This one was called
From Hell?
From Hell.
Oh, geez. $8. November 7th, 2001. 10:25 p.m., a late night show. It's a Wednesday. Late night Wednesday show. Yeah. What's From Hell? I don't know what that is.
From Hell was the apocalyptic movie. Wait, no. Was it? Yeah, From Hell. It's the apocalyptic with Winona Ryder.
Oh, Winona Ryder was in it?
Yeah.
I always liked her. She was good. And then even her, as she aged, she was really good in Stranger Things as well.
Oh, no. Sorry. From Hell was the Johnny Depp movie. about Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
This one was terrible because what happened was we decided to go see this movie late.
Oh, you remember this one?
Yeah. We decided to go see this. It's already $10-25 at nighttime. You know,
Okay.
we're 19 years old. We were going to go see this movie.
What was it called? Hell what?
From Hell.
From Hell.
Yeah, it's Jack the Ripper. It's with Johnny Depp.
Okay.
Anyways, I remember this movie because this particular movie, we got into the movie late.
Okay.
And back in the day, movie theaters didn't have assigned seats dollar. So we were in the very front left corner of this movie, looking straight up dollar.
Whoa. What the fuck? I'm pulling it up right now. I was
Yeah.
gonna put like the trailer so people could like remember this is the movie here.
Yeah, no audio.
No, I didn't. I purposely didn't do that. I didn't want to get us have this thing pulled. Damn! Look at that young, handsome Johnny
young Johnny
Depp,
Depp.
dude. Holy shit!
Yeah,
bro.
so the movie itself was not terrible,
Okay.
but just this experience. We got there late, and like I said,
Yeah, looking straight up the
straight
fucking
up.
screen.
Straight
that
up.
happened to me. What movie? That happened to me with the. Was it the Lego movie? No, the Mario movie. It was the Super Mario movie.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, remember when? Did you ever go see that? By the way,
Yeah.
Me, you and
yeah.
Mark talked about it.
Yeah.
No, that happened to us there, bro. We got there. We were like,
What?
we went last minute. We were stuck at the fucking front, and you're just looking straight up and down, or straight up at this screen from the bottom of it. Your neck's all weird at the end of the show. You see everything from a weird angle. I feel like those tickets should be cheaper.
Yes.
I feel like the tickets
Yes,
in the
dude.
front row of a theater should be cheaper.
Yes.
Because you can't see that shit at all. It's annoying.
Yeah.
And you hurt yourself. Lucky you don't get sued.
Yeah, and cranking your neck. But again, we were in the front left dollar of this place. So
That's exactly the same
top-
place as
just
us.
like straight, like
Yeah,
this. It's
yeah.
like
That's
fucking-
exactly how it was for the Mario. Was it Mario or the Lego movie, maybe? I can't remember what. It was one of the Lego movies, maybe?
You know what would suck? Like if it was a 3D movie, that would have been terrible. Because then those glasses wouldn't have worked in that angle. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. It like fails. They'd look all weird,
Yeah.
flat. Like they're all, what the fuck is going on? Dude, this one's really cool. You'll have to pull this up to look at the year.
Okay.
Rush Hour 2, buddy.
Rush Hour 2.
Look at that. So it's August 03. It was 10:40 p.m. a Friday night show. You were kicking it, bro. August 3rd, school had started or no? Maybe close. Probably not for kids. Century Theaters.
Yeah, 2001.
2001. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What was the date on it? August 3rd?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw opening night.
Oh, you saw a lot of opening nights. I never
Yeah.
was that guy.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
rarely did I see a movie on opening night. I
Yeah.
hated it. I would purposely wait.
Yeah.
Do you think movies were a lot more popular back then? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did it gradually
Well, I don't know
slowly
if-
dip off?
I don't know if it's more popular, but I remember standing in line because again, those were the times where you couldn't fucking buy online your tickets
Yeah.
and shit like that and not
Yeah.
be there. You know, you had to go to a physical fucking person.
True.
You had to look at we do sound fucking old. God damn.
We
it.
do.
Jesus.
We are old
Jesus.
peers.
But no, that's and I remember you sitting next to nobody you knew. And if there was weird amount of seats, you had to say, hey, can you guys move over one? Or is this seat saved? Remember all those kind of things.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is this one saved? No? Yeah. So yeah, dude.
Okay, this is fun. Pierce.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
really
yeah,
glad
yeah.
that you brought these today. So this is Denver Nuggets versus the Golden State Warriors. Look at that fucking classic matchup. Saturday, April 8th, 2006, buddy. 7 p.m. What day of the week, I wonder, was this?
Let's look here.
Wait. Yeah. Damn.
What was the date?
April 8th. April 8th, 7 p.m. Golden State Warriors versus the Nuggets. You should are you Googling that right now? I want to see what that matchup was.
Yeah, Nuggets were Golden State. April 8th. What was the year? What's the year?
2006.
Okay.
Pull it up and see what we remember.
All right. The Nuggets beat the Golden State Warriors 92-95.
Oh, nice. So I got to see a win on that one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's see who was playing for the Nuggets.
Yeah, who won that year?
Any guess on who? It was 2006. So Any guess who's on the Nuggets at that time?
Dude, I have no clue. Nuggets in 2006. I would have just moved here. I don't think I was following basketball at all, let alone Denver Nuggets basketball.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Okay.
Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, wow.
Marcus Camby.
Okay.
Andre Miller.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Good seats. Do you remember? Do you remember the game?
I don't know what to say. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what would be.
Section 134. Row GG. Seat 14.
I don't know what the fuck. Is that good?
I'm thinking about this time. I know what this one is.
Oh, you do? You remember now by looking at the
I
thing.
know what this one is.
Okay.
So this was a girlfriend at the time. She got these tickets for my birthday, and obviously it was a little late. But these are like at the time, like because again, it's Carmelo Anthony and stuff like that, and 2006.
What was the date again? April 8th.
April
right?
8th, yeah.
Okay.
And so I remember these tickets were for my birthday that she had just got, later on.
Later. Okay.
But she had to save because these are at the time a little bit more expensive for us. 2006.
Does it have the price on there?
Yeah, it's $57.
57.
Yeah, well, $65 after tax, I guess.
Yeah, 2006, bro.
Yeah.
At that age too.
Yeah, dude.
A little bit of a dent.
But yeah, this is right behind the basketball hoop.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, 134 GG row 14.
Oh, dude, that's good.
So
you can't really be that far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't that far. And yeah, it was with a girl who for some reason I was like infatuated with.
Yeah. One of those ones where you don't fully understand when you look back.
Don't understand why.
Yeah.
Because she was crazy.
Okay.
She lied all the time.
Yeah. I feel like maybe you talked about her before.
Yeah. Fucking cheerleader at CSU, never went to CSU.
Whoa.
Said she had brain cancer, like stuff like that. Remember, that's the one I said,
yes.
brain cancer.
Yes, the perpetual liar.
Yeah, the perpetual liar. Just lying on everything. And that was the one where when I spent the night that one night, like her mom was in the kitchen and I was getting some water and we just sat down and talked for like an hour.
Yeah.
And she's like, she never did that. Like her mom ratted her out, bro.
Was her mom aware that she was telling these lies?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah. She just decided to bust her out.
Yeah.
Damn. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah. I was like,
No matter who it is.
I like her though.
Yeah, that's really weird.
It wasn't like a love thing, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
What is it?
Yeah.
That draws me to this?
She was a
girl?
smoker.
Oh God, Pierce.
Of course, remember? She's a smoker, dude.
Yeah. Crazy the dumb shit we did. The dumbest thing I did was stay with somebody for.
And I remember where I met her too.
Where'd you meet her?
That's when I was working at collections.
Oh, that sounds like a fun job.
And just fucking calling people on the phone, Tony, to say pay me.
Yeah. How many fuck yous did you get?
Oh yeah,
constant.
Well, yeah, that's why you have to have a good thick skin
to do a job like that. Yeah. Again, those are the good experiences we had.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't think they were good then.
No, it was just blows. Fucking, yeah, it was just fucking money.
But you learned, that's the thing, is the value is not that was a great job.
Yeah.
The value is that you experienced a shit job that you're like, I don't want to do this.
No.
This is not going to be on the list. Let's cross this one off. And I'd rather work at McDonald's, bro.
Yeah. And so I just remember I met her at the collection agency too. And
wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And at that point in time, I had dated like 3 different girls from the collection agency.
Oh, you were making your rounds.
Yeah. And I still had a little
collected love, baby.
And I remember I still had a little bit of that 25 G's dollar.
You was balling.
Yeah. Because this is only 2 years after. I didn't spend the whole 25 G's in 1 year. Tony, that'd be wild.
You know the crazy things. You're making me think of something I haven't thought about in a really long time, bro. And it is years ago. I had kind of a sugar mama for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny to think about. She asked me if I would go to Vegas with her.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, sure. Went to fucking Vegas, partied. I was drinking back then. And I see the pictures are hard to look at for me. Whenever I see myself like that weight, I was fucking skinny, bro.
Uh-huh.
Like so ridiculously skinny. Like your neck, my neck looked like a pencil.
You saw the Adam apple in your neck.
Dude, that's what I you know, it's funny you say that because I just had this realization the other day that as I've thickened up, as I've gotten older, that shit went away. My whole life, everyone gave me a hard time about my Adam's apple. No one does anymore.
Yeah.
No one says it because it looks normal now. My neck filled in to the point that it matches the Adam's apple. But there was a long period of my life, dude, I had like that fucking triangle sticking out in the front.
Dude.
Skinny ass
Prominence,
neck.
It's like a bird from a profile view.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that? So bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what'll fuck somebody up is you punch them in that.
Oh yeah.
That's why I hated having a big one. I was like,
oh, and yeah.
Like,
The
anytime I'm in a
they saw that.
conversation, I'm like
Somebody
this.
saw it. I was like, that's probably going to punch him. I'm gonna
or
punch
one
him
of
right
these,
there.
wha-pow, like a side chop or whatever. But I remember going to Vegas and just, I won't go into details, probably just for the sake of this person is still connected to somebody I know to this day. So I won't go into details, but it was crazy shit, bro. Shit, this stays in Vegas, right? So I actually experienced
And
that.
they just paid for it for you?
Everything. Took me everywhere. Paid for my food. All of it.
You sit over here and look pretty for me, dollar. Why don't you come over here and sit and look pretty for me, dollar?
It was a blast for me. I was young and stupid, you know, and single,
course.
and was like, fuck yeah, I'll go with you. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then we were hanging out for a little while, and then eventually it was like, that only can go, no matter what age you are and how stupid you are, at a certain point, you're like, this kind of sucks. I don't want to keep doing it. This feels weird. I should just pay for all my own shit. You know what I mean? So maybe I don't get to go to Vegas all the time.
You just ran your gravy train, dollar. You just got off that gravy train. Look at
Which,
you.
in all honesty, it sounds like I'm making it up, but that was really out of character for me.
Yeah.
I had like a short phase of my life where I was like Mr. Player. I was just like, I'm going to find myself, bro. I don't give a fuck. We probably all had some.
Yeah.
Mine was a pretty short period. I went to clubs. I was going clubbing. Had my brother teach me how to fucking dance. I was like, bro, you just got to. I was like, I don't need to be like the guy showing off or nothing.
Yeah, I just need to know how
I
to
just
hold
need
a
to
beat.
not stick out, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to stick out in a bad way at a club because you'll never get chicks doing that. And he taught me. He was the one who taught me just stand there. And back then, you just bob your head and you rock from side to side. Like that. And then I would start involving my arms. And he's like, put your arms down.
What are you doing?
Put your arms down.
I don't know what to do.
Put your arms down. I don't know what they're doing. It's the Corey Feldman. Oh, shit. There was definitely times in my life where I let go like that, though.
Oh, yeah.
Both drunk and sober.
Oh.
Where I'm just like, fuck it. I'm
gonna
going all
I'm
in.
going to go dance.
Dancing like some kind
We're
of
dancing.
white boy maniac out there just looking like an idiot.
That's
but
funny.
having a good ass time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, ours was like, mine at that time, I was like, we were pretty wild too.
Yeah.
Definitely wild.
Yeah.
You know, fucking chasing people downtown and my gosh.
Some of those situations I wish I could get back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know about the time we were downtown for St. Patrick's Day and our cousin from California was out here?
What happened?
Central Valley, buddy, from where we're from.
Yeah.
Came out here. We were walking down there and my sister was super drunk. Thought somebody looked at her funny.
Oh, no.
Said something. This dude didn't even he walked over and knocked him the fuck out.
Damn.
We were like, we gotta go. We gotta get the fuck out of here immediately. So it went from like having a great time to where we were just like
Panicking.
yeah. And we were a bit older then when this happened. And so I remember Myra. We had a kid.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So this is like what, 2006, 7, 8, something like that. But Myra was with us. She was DD that night. And I'll never forget the tone of her voice, bro. I never, like, it sends chills down my spine to this day. We all got back in the car and she was like, everybody shut the fuck up. Myra, if you know her,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
she does not talk like that.
oh no.
She does not talk like that ever, except that time. And everybody, because they were arguing. Everybody's fucking arguing. Whoa, did he really look at you though? I don't give a fuck. That's my family. And then Myra was just like, shut up. I don't want to hear a word all the way home. And everybody just sat there in silence in the fucking gold minivan. It was the Honda Odyssey.
Oh, man.
Back in the day.
Damn, dude. The old gig writer.
Yeah, but you made me think of that, you know, like that, those kind of like right now, I'm like, the older I get, I don't want no conflicts, dude. And I never really did. I've never been a fighter type of guy. I'm not into that kind of shit. But there's some people, and a lot of people I grew up around are like that, dude. Like Stockton boy style shit, like fucking Nate Diaz.
Oh.
They don't play. They'll fight you right now just to fight you.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, you always have that group of central friends, right? That has different personalities, and every personality is, like, I remember, again, I have spent a weekend in Denver County before because you didn't fight downtown at the bars.
Yeah.
You have those friends that just pop their mouth off, right?
Of course.
They're the shit talkers.
And you're loyal.
And then you got the friend that is like, you have the shit talkers, then you have the friend that is quick to react, like your cousin, right?
Yes.
You have a friend that's quick to react, and you have another friend that is just like the hothead. And you're just like, oh my God, we got to get out. We got to get this person out. We got to get this person out. So like, I remember we're in the front of the club. We're at Lodo's downtown. And one of our other friends started popping off in the mouth, blah, 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 talking shit. And quick to react was with him. And so quick to react,
what a team.
Pushed the dude back, and then his homies came back and pushed him back. And I was like, oh fuck, dude. I was like, we gotta go. And so I get in between them, and I'm pushing our friends away, right? And I'm pushing,
What are the size of these people?
At the time I'm still
tall
and lanky.
Young, okay.
Yeah, I'm still tall and lanky, but I'm still taller than everybody.
Sure.
And so I'm like pushing my friends back, and I'm pushing them back, and I'm like, you guys go the fuck. I was yelling at my friends, like at them, like, get the fuck out of here. You guys need to fucking leave, and let's go.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, we don't have no problem. Just, you guys do your things and fuck, and do whatever.
Yeah.
And I just remember he was like, this guy was like, fuck you. And he like pushed me. He like pushed me like the violent, like bam. And you're just, the one where you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then quick to react was right there.
Oh God.
And punched the dude that pushed me. And then the other guy went to go swing at me. And I said, no. And he missed. And I just countered it and just said it was the
Clock.
It was that punch.
Oof. Yeah.
And hit him to the ground.
Oh God.
And I was like, oh shit. I was like, God damn. Like that shit hurt. Damn. And he's on the ground, and then like everyone's like, oh shit, we gotta go. Right? The reaction.
Yeah, of course.
Like, oh shit.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. So we're trying to leave, and then like, he's getting back up. And I was like, oh shit, no, dude, I don't want to punch you again, bro.
Back up. How was he getting back up? Was he stumbling up?
No, he was getting back up. He's like, and I was like, oh shit, I'm about to punch this dude again. And then right when I was standing there, all of a sudden, ba-doom, I got tackled. And it was the Denver PD.
Oh.
They saw only me throw the punch.
Oh no.
And my friends were gone.
Here.
And again, at that age, you don't have a lot of money to bail somebody out.
No, you did your time.
We had enough money to go to the club, basically, and have some fun.
Yeah.
And then obviously, when you try to bail somebody out, the bail bondsman, right? You have to put collateral down, right?
Right.
We don't own shit. We don't own shit that's worth a bail.
No,
but
you're not going to be able to.
At that point in time, the bail is probably just like $500.
So how long were you in for?
The weekend, bro. Saturday,
weekend?
Friday to fucking Monday.
Ooh, damn! So you did the Friday, Saturday, Sunday night.
Yeah, bro.
Gosh, dang, bro.
Yeah, because when you have court on the Monday morning.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Did you get off with a fine or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Misdemeanor and a fine. Misdemeanor assault, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Which is crazy. So you got a misdemeanor on your file, huh?
Yeah.
Damn, I just should have done a better job screening my co-host.
I did. That's over 10 years, Tony.
No, honestly, dude, that's so harmless compared to like what I was doing back in the day. Allegedly, this friend of mine named Tony Dollar, coincidentally, he used to grow weed, and that was back then. It was different, because it was California. This is pre-legalization. This is the kind of shit. This is where they make that documentary you see on Netflix about Northern California, where these people are all competitive, and fighting over shit. And people set traps, and they have these grow places, and I mean it's violent as fuck. But no, I was like, fuck the man. That was my thing. I wanted to be a gypsy, dude. I just wanted to travel. I didn't want to be tied down. I didn't want a girl to tie me down. I didn't want a house to tie me down.
Yeah.
I didn't want nothing. I wanted to be free. Didn't realize, like, cut to, you're 46 and you're fucking turning gray and you're fat and like
And you're free.
You're like, holy shit, bro! I'm glad that I changed my ways.
I'm so free though.
Can you imagine? Because we all, those guys sometimes. Some people pull it off and they find ways to be successful as well.
Yeah.
But if you're not successful and you haven't built a life for yourself and you don't have steady income, you don't have a retirement, you're turning gray and you're getting wrinkles and you're out there fucking gypsying it up. Power to you if that's the life. I think there's every kind of person out there, and maybe that's the life you're destined to have this time.
Yeah.
But that shit, I would have been full of regret, dude. I would be like, if right now I was still single, living in Humboldt, fucking slinging weed, just
living in Humboldt in a garage in a tent.
bodyboarding every day.
In a garage in a tent.
Yeah, right? It's a whole different story when you're 46 versus, when you're a young kid.
Let's be real. A 46-year-old man selling weed, bodyboarding every day doesn't sound terrible in California.
No.
That
Not
same
now, especially.
Yeah, that's that same 46-year-old man in Colorado living in a basement, only selling weed. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. No, but to me, even that would be terrible too, because as you get older, you realize how impermanent your health is and how your body gets older and shit changes and it breaks down and you got to have insurance. You got to go to the doctor. You might get skin cancer. You know what I'm saying? If you're that guy, that's cool. But eventually the 20-year-olds you're hanging out with don't have those problems and you do. And I told you I was already the old guy because I did 8 years at Humboldt State University.
You were the Van Wilder.
I was the Van Wilder. I was the old seasoned fucking veteran out there. Okay, we got another. Here's the doc cam. You pulled another.
I'm looking here to see which one I pulled out. 2.
Okay.
All right. Okay, here's another one.
So we're going back to the Magic Mike box over here. That's what I'm going to call it. The Magic Mike box.
Magic Mike.
We've got some tickets. What is this, a baseball game?
Yeah.
Got the Rockies versus the Mets in 2002, August 24th, a Saturday. What did that say, 6 p.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. That sounds like a good fucking time.
Season tickets is my grandparents.
Wait, what year is that? 2006? So you were definitely
2002.
drinking age.
No, 2002.
2002. So you were not drinking
No,
age
I
yet.
was not drinking age.
Oh, so you weren't having a beer at the game then?
Yeah, and it's my grandparents' tickets, so I wasn't.
Oh, you were with them?
I was family. I was with family. Either
yeah.
I was with them or I was with family.
Gotcha.
'Cause, yeah, that was like the grandparents' ticket.
Where was it at? Because there's some seats there. You're gonna fry.
This one right here.
Uh-huh.
We're section 105, row 3, seat 1.
Okay, got it. I asked and I don't have any idea. So
It's right behind home plate. That's from my
Oh, that's
my
nice. I've been
grandparents'
there
tickets.
before. I've sat in that area.
Had those.
That's a lovely spot to be, actually.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now the Rockies are the worst team in MLB history,
Yeah. And
even
wow.
at their current state.
Really?
Yeah.
So collectively over the years, they have like the losingest record or whatever.
Since forever.
Since forever.
Since this is they're going to be the worst team.
But speaking back all these memories and going back in time when I was in California, bro, those fucking Rockies hats when they came out, those
CR,
black ones with the blacks with the CR and the silver in it.
And silver.
Oh fuck yeah! Like
Yep.
everybody had those, dude. We were all rocking them. Like we
Yeah.
watched baseball. Like we were living in Colorado. None of us were.
Yeah.
But I remember them being the shit, and they came out the same year as the Florida Marlins.
Yeah.
They had those turquoise ones. Or
Now
whatever.
they're the Miami Marlins.
Yeah. Hard to keep up sometimes. It's weird. When I was young, I thought sports were all just like, it was like if you had a bunch of kids on the playground competing at something. It's like everybody gets a crack at it, But you don't realize that professional sports, until you get older and pay attention and learn business type of shit, you realize like it's different markets. It's different. Some of these teams are fucking wealthy as shit. Some of these teams can pull strings and have power.
Yeah.
It's not an even playing field, which is why it's not like a lot of times when teams are just shit for so long, it's just a matter of they just don't have the resources. Dude.
Yeah.
There's no hype around them. There's no resources coming their way in general. There's nobody reaching out for sponsorships. No good players want to go there, and you get stuck in this rut where you just have a shitty professional team for a really long time.
Speaking of playoffs right now.
Oh, yeah.
The Nuggets.
The Denver Nuggets. Wait, when is the game?
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Sunday. And so it's game 7. I'm excited.
Oh, it's a big one.
Yeah.
I think the Nuggets are going to get it, bro. They're going to.
And I told you, I put that on the Instagram stories. Did you see it? I said the Barandamas.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I'm Barandamas.
Okay.
And so back in the day with Dikembe Mutombo and everything like that, the Nuggets beat the Seattle Seahawks. The Nuggets were the 8th seed. It's not Seattle Seahawks, the Seattle Supersonics.
Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah, the Nuggets were the 8th seed. The Seattle Supersonics were the number 1 seed. So they were the best overall team. And that was when they had like Sean Kemp.
It's kind of like right now.
Detlef Schrempf and everything like that. But here's the twisted dollar, okay?
Okay.
The Nuggets were the very first ever 8 to beat a 1.
Oh.
So the Nuggets, they played, it was the best of 5.
Oh.
So they played the 2 games. So they played the 1-1 games, right? And then this game was at home for the Seattle Supersonics. And the Nuggets beat the Seattle Supersonics in the playoffs, an 8-1 seed, right?
Okay.
Let's fast forward now. Many years later. Right now, they're playing OKC. Seattle Supersonics moved to Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, shit.
And so now they're facing elimination again.
Wow. Well, we will see on Sunday what happens, my friend. Dude, this has been a blast going down fucking memory lane here. We got some, what is this, techno reggae? I don't know what the fuck I wrote here. Just going crazy in the studios, but it's another one in the bag, Pierce.
Yeah, it was good. It was good reminiscing. And yeah, pretty soon we're going to get Dom on here. Dom Gordon.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And so he wants to talk about his newest book, and I'm trying to work on with him to get the book here soon.
Sounds like a blast.
Yes, man. And so
I was actually listening to an old one where he was, it was one of our funny reverb ones where he was roasting Mark.
Oh.
He was roasting Mark from the comments. He wasn't even on the fucking show.
That's
He's
right.
Like, you have
It was
a
like
strong
we were doing
face.
we were doing like the Periscope, which was like the Twitter thing live. Yeah,
that's right.
Got a strong face.
He's like, your face is ripped. And Mark was like really overweight at the time. Anyway, well, music is long gone, so.
With that dollar, it is a wrap. Cheers.
What's up? Tony here. Why can't I stop laughing? Oh, somebody smoked too much weed on a weekday. I'll tell you. Tony here. I just want to say thank you for listening to this show, especially if you're at this point. That means you listened to the whole episode. So really, really appreciate you. Please tell your friends, share this. Whatever your thing is, you can support us in so many different ways. Go to TikTok. We're at Mike Tony 00. You can also follow us on YouTube. You can also go to our site. That's the best place to message us, where we'll see it the quickest. TheMikeandTonyShow.com. But anyway, thanks for your support. If you're still listening at this point, I'm a little concerned about your life. I'm not going to lie.